Welcome to a Wicked Turtle Network exclusive.
What is up, Wicked Turtle Nation? We just wanted to let you guys know that Wicked Turtle Network has decided to join the RAZE Rebellion as brand ambassadors for RAZE Energy Drink. RAZE Energy gives you fresh, and that stands for focus, recovery, energy, stamina, and hydration. With zero sugar, absolutely no crash, electrolytes, and BCAA aminos. I encourage everyone listening or watching right now to raise up and join the RAZE Rebellion yourself by going to your local GNC, vitamin shop, or even online at repsports.com. And order yourself some RAZE energy drinks or other athletic supplements in bulk. And when checking out, use the order code WICKEDTURTLE for a 15% discount. The website and order code will be in the description of this cap. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Duke's Dive. At this time I'd like to introduce our new co-host, Coach, and we'd like to tell you what's like. We're gonna like to tell you what's going on during the week here. So, go ahead and introduce yourself, Coach.
All right, hey man, thank you for the introduction. It is me, Coach Sean Calvin, aka Coach Raff, aka the King of Fit Style, aka the 2018 Manager of the Year, aka, you know what? I don't know. There's a bunch of other things, but
tons of them.
You know.
Yeah.
But I can sit here all day and talk about myself, but I don't want to waste everyone's time. So how's it going, man?
It's going all right. Got some stuff going with the hand, and we'll be seeing the doctor on Tuesday. But other than that, everything's good with me. How's everything going in Coach Land?
I can't complain, man. Everything's going pretty good. Tonight on YouTube at 6 p.m. was the premiere of the Moran and Friends. Check that out when you get a chance.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. That was pretty much that was my big thing for today. I was plugging that like crazy. Otherwise, it's been a pretty mellow weekend. I have no complaints.
We'll put the link for that in all the descriptions below and stuff, so you make sure to go check that out. Check out the movie. It's gonna be cool for sure. The High Tension Network, Johnny Moran and Friend movie, right? Is that what it is?
Yep. Yeah. That was.
I think that's gonna be fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. It's really good. I was with Mike Mitchell. He worked Adam Chandler. It was a ton of fun. Great match too. So, but stuff. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and those guys were just on Dark, right? Dark and what's Dynamite? Vector's guys, right?
Yeah, they did some extra work there. They carried out MJF's throne, and they were on their recip. They kind of caught one of the ass boys from a choke slam there from Luchasaurus.
Oh, nice.
So pretty cool stuff. Hopefully in the future maybe they get a chance to go back and have an actual match. We'll see. Fingers crossed on that. You never know.
That'd be sweet, for sure.
Yeah.
So other than that, we've switched up the weekly stuff a little bit. Added a few shows here. Some stuff that Coach watches on a weekly basis mixed in with the stuff I've already been covering. So basically it's going to be like a Monday Night Raw, AEW Dark, Elevation, Dynamite, Rampage, SmackDown, and the NXTs.
Yes.
Now that the NXT Level Up has taken over the 205, well, it's basically the same thing, just a different name.
Yeah, premiered Friday. I just watched that earlier. That was actually a pretty solid show.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It's definitely given me the vibes that the original 205 Live had, especially with the main event. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that. And just because the coach is strapped for time here, we're gonna start going over with the Elimination Chamber first, and then we'll go back into the rest of the weekly stuff. So we can go in with the Elimination Chamber. Basically, that one started out I usually do, if it's a pre-show or like a dark, whatever they consider a dark, I just give the results. And other than that, regular weekly shows just get ups, downs for the matches, and the show will get an up or down, and then the pay-per-views are the pay-per-views or the premium events or whatever they want to call them. We
premium live events.
ABC failed.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Alrighty, yeah. So, to start off the Elimination Chamber, the pre-show had Rey Mysterio defeating The Miz, and that was pretty decent. I think that's going to be setting up for something here. It's got the internet buzzing with the promo The Miz had made. So he said that he needs somebody on his star status, basically, to have a tag team match with the Mysterio. Yeah. So, a lot of people are saying that's Cody. I have no clue. It's probably going to be a Paul brother, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be probably what's his face, Logan Paul.
Yeah,
that would be my assumption because they like to have celebrity involvement. He's done stuff with them before, so I could see that.
Yeah, I can't knock that because I'll be all for the Johnny Knoxville stuff. I mean, I'm not into the Paul Brothers stuff, so, but in the other vein there, I can see. I'm excited for them teasing that. So, other than that, we'll just jump right into the regular show. That, like I said, we'll give ups and downs on that, whether it was up or down. But they started off with Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, and Roman Reigns did pick up the win there, and it was a pretty short one. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, but I understand, their previous encounters and the previous stuff Goldberg's done. It's in and out. It's kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He proved his, they don't get paid by the hour, I guess, if you want to say it that way. Yeah. So basically, he goes in there, and then it's like, well, sometimes he'll get surprised and he'll get overwhelmed real quick. But yeah, going off of his last one, I just thought it would have been a little bit longer. But I didn't know other than that. But Roman, you choked him out to get the win. But yeah, it definitely made him a strong character there. I think so. It gave him that oomph going into Mania. For whatever.
Oh, definitely. I overall, I thought the match was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it did a good job. I mean, with Goldberg is, he's 55. There are limitations. You have to kind of work around that stuff. I think, his last match at the last Saudi Arabian show was probably the best match Goldberg had since that initial one with Rock.
I agree there.
It was really good. And then this one was pretty good, too. I mean, it served its purpose. It got Roman, a win over Goldberg. It gets him on the path to Mania. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah. It was an up for me.
Yeah, same up.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And
I liked it. I like Goldberg. I'm not one of the people on the internet who gets hard shot him.
Yeah. It's whatever.
It is. I mean, it is what it is. And, at the end of the day, too, like, with Bill Goldberg was never positioned as, like, anything more than an attraction. So bringing Goldberg back to be an attraction for these, whether it's for Saudi Arabian pay-per-views or for, random matches on a mainstream pay-per-view. It is what it is, and it's it works. And hey, I mean, dude's getting paid, so good for him. Like,
right. I mean, there's a lot of WCW, originals or legends that weren't able to continue a run or have another run when they, merged to WWE, WCW. So I was glad to see him come over and do some actual stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did a little bit before the whole WWE Network stuff, right? Like he wrestled, didn't he wrestle Brock Lesnar before the whole?
Yeah,
network?
He had a run in 2004, yeah, and it ended with Goldberg and Brock at WrestleMania 20.
Okay, yep, I remember. Yeah, okay,
it was bad.
So not the best.
No, but they were both leaving. It was the whole thing.
Right. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad to see him do his thing. And there's been some stinkers, but I think for the most part, there's good matches with Goldberg. So yeah, at the very least, you're entertained.
Right.
Is what I say. But going into the next one, there's the women's Elimination Chamber. In that one, we had Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash, Alexa Bliss, and of course, who won? Bianca Belair. This one. I thought it was a pretty good one. I noticed that the chains kind of seemed a little off. I didn't know if they were like plastic coated or it just looked weird. But I thought the match itself was fantastic. But I noticed that I think it was Liv was choking. It was the first two in there. I think it was Ripley, and she was just kind of looked weird. But other than that, I did like the design that they had this year for the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I liked the look of the chamber. I mean, the match was good. Every woman did every. Wow, I can't even speak. Every woman superstar that was involved did great. I mean, it was fun. I did notice the chains looked a little different, but I'm guessing.
Right.
Yeah, they just to make things a little easier on the people in the match. But it was pretty good. I preferred that. We'll get to the men's one. I preferred the men's one. The women's one was really good too.
For sure.
So thumbs up on it.
Yeah, so that sets up Bianca Belair. She's going to be wrestling, for one of the championships then, right?
Yeah, she'll be wrestling Becky at Mania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I mean,
But yeah, that should be good.
That's I mean, there's long-term storytelling there because of the fact that when Becky had come back at SummerSlam, she had beaten Bianca in, was 30 seconds or whatever the hell that was.
Fashion. Right.
Yeah, so there is an actual story to be told, which is cool.
Yeah, so everybody's wanting that one-on-one, that long rival match, so that we're expecting that, we finally get it on that stage. It should be good to see. For sure. The next one up here was Ronda Rousey and Naomi. They defeated Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair. I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. To me, when Rousey does her moves, it kind of goes. She approaches her moves differently than she's got that background. It just looks like, you know what I mean. At the end of it, she's really trying not to really mess someone up, you know what I mean? Because she's really got to hold back, but and she's still learning too. But I mean, a lot of the moves that it's good to see, you know what I mean. I don't think she misses a step really.
No, it could have done without the arm behind the back thing was a little silly, but it didn't ruin the match for me.
No.
And I didn't go ahead.
And she was able to, work around it. So
right.
But,
it didn't like hinder the match at all. It was just it's silly, but it it was fine. It got what it needed to get done.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of like a judo throw, arm drag kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That if you're gonna get thrown around the ring like that, in any situation, it only takes so many of them anyway. So it's not like you need, a woman with a MMA background. Ooh, excuse my computer. Okay, well, yeah, a woman with the background that she's got really doesn't need to do all these super duper flashy moves.
No.
So, basically kick your ass just doing the simplest things, and that'll show you. But yeah, no, I think that was a good one. I give that a nod for sure. And we'll move into the next one here. It was Drew McIntyre defeating Madcap Moss. All I could think of was that nasty one where he went right on his head, but I'm hoping everything's fine. They don't find anything. When that adrenaline wears off.
That was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, for those who haven't seen it, Drew McIntyre does like a reverse Alabama Slam type move.
Right.
When he did it to Madcap Moss, Madcap's head kind of just went like into the mat. Like
it spiked him. Yeah.
It spiked and it looked I was like, I had seen it before I had seen the show, and it was an earlier start, so I ended up watching it later, the show. But I'd seen the clip online. And I'm like, how is like Riddick Moss not dead? Because holy shit, like that was insane.
Yeah, like I had said to someone else, I'm not exactly sure the ins and outs of how one gets a stinger, but it seems like that would give you one.
I mean,
it's an unfortunate way he landed.
I think what got lucky on the fact that like he's very muscular, so maybe like the neck. The neck protected him, because like otherwise, that would have been bad.
It would have been a nasty spill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the story they told here, the time that McIntyre had to take off because in the storyline because of Madcap and Happy Corbin. So it was good to see him come back and get his comeuppance against them. The storyline worked for me. I thought it was pretty interesting. Not the best match on there, but it served its purpose, and probably launched McIntyre back into the at least the title picture,
Yeah.
So he, I think he held down the fort, as you say, there on the Friday. I mean, Fridays on. What was he? Fridays or Mondays in the pandemic era when he was a champion?
No, it was Monday. Yeah.
Mondays.
He was because he was the WWE champion, so he was on Raw. Yeah, all through the pandemic. I mean, he won the belt at the crowdless WrestleMania, which was 35, I think, in 2020. I don't remember, but and then he held it almost straight through to the year, and then lost it like before the Mania the year after. The match was fine. I don't know. I wasn't expecting much out of Riddick Moss, and it was fine. But I
think it'd be kind of neat if they did like a reformation of like the I don't know what they were calling it back in the day, like kind of like I called it like the European connection, wasn't it? Like Sheamus and Cesaro, but if they went off like the bar and they did like Sheamus, Cesaro, and Rich Holland and McIntyre would be a pretty decent faction. But,
I think it was the League of Nations.
The League of Nations.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because I believe too, like it was the League of Nations, and actually that started as an idea from the video game that made its way into like real life. Yeah, it was it might have been WWE 12, or it was either 12 or like SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. But
that really sounds familiar.
And it was like in the game, it was like Regal, Barrett, I can't remember who else, but it was like the four.
I remember that. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So that was man.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always like that the League of Nations. So.
Yeah.
But moving on, we have Becky Lynch defeating Lita in the championship match. That was pretty decent. It was good to see Lita back, and I think she performed. She exceeded expectations in this one. For me, anyways.
Oh, same. Yeah, absolutely. She did amazing. I'm not sure of her age, but I'm gonna guess like she's in her 40s. Like, which she looks amazing. She looks great. She looked great in the match. She did a good job playing the role, of the like hero in the match. It was really good. I thought it was probably like one of the better like matches Becky's had since like coming back.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
I really enjoyed it overall. Like, big thumbs up on that one. That was probably one of my favorite matches on this card. Was that one?
Yeah, for sure. Me too. It might even be my favorite. But you could definitely draw a lot of parallels between Becky and Lita too.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, so there's a lot of deep storytelling here to that one, and hope from what Lita said, I think it was on a promo like maybe last week or the week before. It's like it was during the contract signing, wasn't it? Yeah, she said it's not one match for her. She's back for a run. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see where they put her going forward for sure.
I kind of hope she makes her way down to like NXT, because I'd like to see her work some of the younger women. They've got a lot of really great young up and coming women on there. It'd be pretty interesting to see them square off with Lita.
Yeah, for sure. And then after I put her against Mandy Rose too. Just
that'd be a lot of fun.
She'd get that the rub or the bump or whatever you want to call it from that kind of match. Would be freaking fantastic.
Oh, it'd be so good. Ugh.
Yep. So we definitely like that one. That's definitely an up. And the next match is a match that basically ended before it began. Here was the Usos and the Viking War Raiders. The Usos basically took out the War Raiders right as they entered. So that match didn't happen there.
Yeah, I mean, my assumption was just due to time.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't want the show to run like past like 3 hours, so they had to.
I'm assuming it's that the time constraints and stuff over there are just hectic. The whole thing, I would imagine, is a very hectic day. But
yeah, and I mean, and if they do, they did also too. If they did that match now, like the Usos and the Vikings, it would then they wouldn't have anything for Mania. Like, there's not exactly tag teams on SmackDown, so it's like I would save that one too, so you don't burn through it.
Yeah, absolutely. Then you got the big build. You can build it even more coming up into what is it, like the first week of April, right?
Yeah, the first. I think so. Yeah, first week of April.
So yeah, it would give them a good opportunity to continue to build that feud between them guys. So just make a really big story out of that. So no, not an up, not a down. It's what I mean. It's just basically what it is.
Yeah, it was just a segment.
Yeah. And then we pretty much had the main event, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So the men's elimination chamber had Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Riddle, Austin Theory, and AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The winner of that was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Brock. Yep. Brock pinned Austin Theory, who was the last one left.
Yeah.
And
in that one, some kind of confusion with Bobby Lashley. He had an injury from before, I guess, or something like that. And from the
Yeah.
he's been nursing from the Royal Rumble, but you know, in the story that they were telling, that he basically hit his head after who was it, buckle bombed into the pod he was in. Seth Rollins buckle bombed.
Yeah. Austin Theory, maybe.
I think it was Theory, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, they basically showed that he kind of like fell back and hit his head on the you know, the metal, the bearing there, and he was put in a concussion protocol. But either way, you know, he wasn't able to go in the match, which it kind of since he lost it, but he wasn't even in the match. It kind of like, you know what I mean? It puts him up as to he's still strong in that sense, because he lost it. He didn't even have to get touched. But the match itself was pretty fantastic, I think. So,
yeah. Oh, absolutely. It was insane.
Yeah. Just some of the stuff that went on in there, the F5 from off top of the I didn't expect to freaking Brock to chase Austin up the cage like that at all. Some other stuff you want to mention for the...
Oh my gosh, Brock breaking out of his chamber, which apparently, like, it has come out that he just did that for real, like, just decided, like, I'm gonna punch and kick my way out. So that's that adds a whole level of, like...
That makes sense, because I was like, what sense does it make to come out of your pod early? I mean, unless you're Brock Lesnar, and then you're just like, well, shit, you know, that I gotta shoot a moose or whatever the hell he does, you know what I mean? And it's like, this is taking too long, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just thought it was funny. He broke out, you know, and then he just started, like, just eliminating people left and right, you know, F5.
Yeah, as soon as he got out there, boom, done.
Yeah, you know, Brock doesn't work by the hour, so...
Not at all.
He, you know, like, I mean, there were just a lot of fun spots, like, fun things that kind of transpired in that match. I thought, like, in terms of who looked really good, I mean, obviously Brock, but I mean, Austin Theory, like, being the last one left, you know, getting a chance to, he didn't have a ton, but he did get some offense in on Brock Lesnar, which, you know, for a brand new guy, and I think that kid is only in his, like, mid-20s, like, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Like, I would imagine that he's not gonna leave that title picture right away.
No. I think he'll get a big match at WrestleMania, would be my guess.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Not necessarily, he might not get a title one, but he's going to be involved in something that's going to be, like, you know, important and
I was
get
kind
people
of thinking
talking.
that he would have fought Shane McMahon until he kind of like departed.
Yeah, that's what my original thought was. I had heard Shane and Seth Rollins, but, like, Shane and Austin Theory made more sense, because I kind of figured with all these constant segments with Vince that at some point Austin Theory, you know, was either going to lose his, like, shit and choke Vince, and that would lead to, like, him and Shane, or Vince was going to be like, you know, you've got to beat my son. Like, I don't know, some dumb thing like that. But I get.
Yeah. Well, it's 2022, and I still wouldn't put back. I would not put out of my mind Vince McMahon saying, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna wrestle you. I'm gonna wrestle you at WrestleMania."
I absolutely can see Vince being like, you know what? Like, I'll get in the ring and have, like, you know, some kind of crazy hardcore gimmick type match with this kid, like.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, if that's the case, good on Vince. You know.
Vince, yeah, because Vince is at this point, what, 80? Is he not?
He's gotta be. I'm not sure. I would say, yeah, I'd say he's got to be between, like, 78 and 80 years old, like, somewhere in that range. He might not be 80 yet, but he's on the door of, like, you know, 80 years old. So, like, if he does wrestle a match, you know, that'll be crazy. It'll give Mania another, like, big thing, like, you know.
Yeah, I definitely think it'd probably be some record-breaking stuff for sure.
Yeah, I think I would assume, like, I think WrestleMania this year is going to be heavy on a lot of the, like, entertainment kind of matches, like things that aren't necessarily going to be like, instant classics, but things that'll like be big on like moments and stuff like that. So, because I mean, like if the Steve Austin rumor turns out to be true, like,
Right.
I don't know if Austin and KO, like, I mean, they could have a good match, but I don't think they can have like a 99 Steve Austin match.
Right.
But I think like the spectacle of that match alone, if Steve Austin wrestles again, that's some crazy shit.
Right. I mean, you would go into a match like that, you wouldn't think it's not going to be some kind of like Wrestle Kingdom match, but at the same time, like you can't say that doesn't intrigue you as a wrestling fan. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kevin Owens. Like,
yeah.
That's mind blowing, man. Like I definitely want to see Austin have one more match. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, same.
It could be against anyone. It don't even matter at this point. Just do the match,
Yeah.
And there's a case to be made against. You know what I mean? I know people aren't too fond of bringing these guys back, but this whole snowball thing that snowballed with Daniel Bryan finally being able to be cleared, and guys like Edge and Christian and people like that who we had thought at one point were completely done. It's
right.
Like, so who could be the next? So you know what I mean? It's cool to see like that a lot of these guys in their instances are able to come back. And that I know someone was kind of irritated with the fact that Johnny Knoxville was allowed to be involved at all, considering their past stuff with concussions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, come on.
I mean,
if the dude can do whatever he was doing in Jackass, I don't think it's going to be that taxing.
No. And even with Knoxville, like, these people, they're like, I've seen people make the concussion argument. And what's crazy to me is, like, not that this is shocking news, but wrestling's a work. So, like, they're not going to be punching and kicking Knoxville in the head for real. They're not going to be dropping him on his head. They can do things to him that can protect him. So, like, if they're aware of any kind of limitations from, like, Knoxville, you could work around them. Like, it's silly to me to be like, for people to like kind of take that stance. And, at the same time, like, if Johnny Knoxville has a match at Mania with, like, if the Sami Zayn thing happens, like, it'll be a 6-minute, like, entertaining kind of thing. Like, it takes nothing away. Like, I don't know. I think people
I think it'll have some fun stunt spots, like maybe some, I don't even know, maybe some fireworks. Shit, I don't, you know what I mean? Something will blow up.
It brings outside eyes in, and I think people kind of forget that, and that's the ultimate goal, to get those outside people who either lapsed or never watched, like, WWE, or even, like, when AEW has, like, a celebrity. The point being, it's for outside eyes, like,
Yeah.
They don't give a shit what you and I think. We're already watching the show, so they don't care. They want the outside eyes to, like, come in.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I think it was pretty great, the Elimination Chamber this year.
Yeah.
If I had to grade it, I would give it an A. That's how I usually do the grades.
I would I'd probably give it an A. I liked it overall. I think the last WWE event from Saudi Arabia kind of broke the curse of these Saudi Arabians being snake bit, and the last one was good. This one was good. So, like, I think if WWE focuses more on just trying to, like, put a good show on instead of trying to cram as many, like, weird gimmick matches into these things, like these Saudi Arabian shows,
Yeah.
I think they'll be all right. Like I said, the last two were good. I think the last one was Crown Jewel. I feel like every other Saudi Arabian WWE show is like called Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I think it has been, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've used that name a couple times. I don't know. Like, I know there was like the Greatest Royal Rumble, and then I feel like there were
Yep.
like 3 or 4 Crown Jewels, and now we had like the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Which, you know, again, good show. I would recommend watching it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. So, and I think that they'll be doing more different themed pay-per-views over there to like break down the more walls there. Like, you know, maybe they'll have a Hell in a they probably already have a Hell in a Cell there, right? But I'm sure they'll probably at least do a good amount of the big themed events over there. I definitely don't think it's the last time, for sure, that we'll be seeing that.
Oh yeah, Edge and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, for sure. And
yeah, they'll be like another. No.
Right. So anyway, I think that the I would have to give my match of the card there to probably the women's Elimination Chamber. And you said that yours was the men's?
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah.
Overall. For me, I thought the women's was great. This one to pick, honestly, because the women's chamber was great. Key and Lita was great, and the men's chamber. So there were like 3 like great matches. Everything else was like, but yeah, I got to give it to the men's mainly just because I thought the way they like handled it with Austin Theory, the way that they worked Bobby Lashley out of the match in a way to like still protect him to put him up for potentially like down the line. Overall, the show was good, man. It's like,
Right. Yeah, so I don't want to keep you much longer here, so to go over the rest of this stuff here, I'll probably just rapid fire the rest of the stuff here, because I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. So if you want to add anything here at any point, let me know. Jump in at any time. But I'm just gonna give the results for the rest of the weekly stuff I watched here. So we'll start off with Monday. It's AEW Dark Elevation. Dante Martin defeated Kevin Matthews. Thunder Rosa defeated Riley Madison. Zach Clayton defeated Serpentico. Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Matt Sydal. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky defeated Jaden Velos and Steve Penna. Ruby Soho, Tay Conti, and Anna Jay defeated the Bunny, Nyla, Rose, and Emi Sakurai. And then the Dark Order, Evil Uno, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and 5 defeated the Acclaim 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. I have some gripes with the whole Dark Elevation thing, but we can jump into that next week for sure, because I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. But for sure. And we'll move into Monday Night Raw. These are the ones that'll get an up, because it's not a pre-show or like a dark kind of thing. So we opened up Monday Night Raw with Street Profits defeating Rude and Ziggler. This was an up. I kind of hope to see Ziggler more on Raw. More on NXT.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think he's done great there so far. So it's definitely something that intrigues me to see him on NXT.
Absolutely.
And Raw really just surprised me this week. Was really decent. The amount of matches that were decent on here. Damian Priest versus defeats AJ Styles in the United States match.
That was a good one.
Yeah, this was an up. Omos defeats Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. That was an up.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley defeats Nikki ASH. This was the gauntlet match. So kind of jumped right into the next one. Then she defeated Liv Morgan. Then she defeated Doudrop. And then she was defeated by Bianca Belair. So it kind of really cemented Belair going into the Elimination Chamber and then also winning that too. So
yeah,
shout out to her for sure.
Yeah, it was a good match. I believe that was 45 minutes long by the time it had finished up. So,
yeah, it was really good.
Cool.
It was just a really good sequence between them, for sure. The Alpha Academy defeat the Mysterios. I'm sure this is going to go somewhere here.
I just love that match. I love that match. Look, I love Otis. Otis is probably one of my favorite people. Oh, absolutely! I think the dude is fantastic. I mark for him so much.
He's so
I don't know why.
He's effortlessly funny.
And he reminds me kind of he's like a throwback to the days of Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow and those
sure. And he can move
agile.
too.
Yeah, I think there's he's a relatively young. I believe he's in his late 20s. He's like a kid. I think there's so much potential.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that young. Wow.
Yeah, I think he's 27 or 28. He's pretty young. It's same with Dominic Mysterio.
Right.
Young, tons of potential. Not ignoring the fact that he's Ray's kid. He's got he's a good looking kid. Everything he does in the ring is pretty smooth. Tons of potential there on his end too. And I mean, I just love Rey Mysterio too. Rey Mysterio is just the fun.
I'm sure Rey will pass the torch down to Dominic at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And hang it up. And that'll be awesome too. But next up was Seth Rollins and Randy Orton defeating Randy Orton. I'll watch this anytime because going back to that, what was it, WrestleMania 31 between them?
Yeah.
These guys, there's no bad between them. No bad matches between them. But yeah, I mean, all in all, Monday Night Raw up for me. I'm surprised, after I've gotten back into the swing of watching the main roster stuff on a weekly basis. Yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying it so far. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't always catch Raw every week, but when I do get a chance to see it, or if I watch I watch a lot of times on Hulu. It's the edited hour and a half version. But when I catch Raw, I mean, there's nothing. I think in terms of the way people react, just to be really quick about it. I think people overreact with Raw. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not
right.
It's not amazing, but it's not it also wasn't if you watch it, you didn't just waste time. It's fine.
Exactly. I mean, if you're not into some of the sillier stuff they do, I mean, really, there's 2 to 3 wrestling shows a week every day of the week. What are you really missing out on?
It's the Domino's pizza of professional wrestling.
Exactly. Yes.
It's fine for what it is.
Yes. I will agree with that 100%. And to jump back right into it, we got sorry about that. Yeah, AEW Dark. We'll go right through here. This is a dark one, so just results on that. John Silver and Alex Reynolds defeat Aria Daivari and Invictus Cash. QT Marshall defeats Pat Brent. Max Caster defeats Cam Stewart. Tony Nese defeats Carly Bravo. Emi Sakurai defeats Angelica Risk. 2.0 defeat the Metro Brothers. Michael Nakazawa defeats Joey Sweets. Frankie Kazarian defeats Luke Sampson. George Joel defeats Axel Rico. 5 and 10 defeat the Chaos Project. And Anthony Bowens defeats Fuego del Sol. Next up is NXT 2.0. This was the Vengeance Day one, if I'm not mistaken. So, we opened it up with the weaponized cage match between Pete Dunne and Tony D'Angelo's his last name, right? D'Angelo,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, this one was super fun.
Big ups on this one.
Yeah, they were going back and forth with the whole smashing. Pete Dunne had smashed Tony's hand with a cricket bat. So yeah, this one was fun. I like Pete, and it really did show Tony as as a competitor, as a a legit competitor against a guy like Pete Dunne too.
Yeah. Yeah, this was fun. The weapon spots were a lot of, like, they were really great. The sound of the cricket cracking at one point was pretty awesome. Like, that made a noise.
Yeah, it did.
It was, I liked it a lot. Pete Dunne is fantastic. And again, another one who's, like, deceivingly young. Like you would think Pete Dunne is, in his 30s, but he's in his 30s also. Like, he's, and given how long he's wrestled for, like, he's great. And then Tony D'Angelo's, up and coming. I think he's got a ton of potential. There's kind of like those, to borrow the term from, like, the other company, like the four pillars of, like, NXT. You've got, like, Grayson Waller, Tony D'Angelo, Carmelo Hayes, and Bron Breakker. Like, I see those four, if, things pan out, and, how wrestling is, things change. But if things pan out, those four should be, like, the next big four in the WWE in the future. Like, so.
Yeah, I could see that them guys, taking head NXT 2.0. That's going to be a good show to watch every week for sure.
Oh, it's my favorite. I love NXT 2.0.
So, yeah, absolutely. The next one up is Toxic Attraction, defeating Indy Hartwell and Persia Parada. I don't know too much about Persia, but I do know Indy. With the whole story she had with. Oh man, I'm blanking on the name.
Dexter
Loomis. Yeah. But
Persia's great. She's out of Australia, female wrestler out of Australia.
All right.
Power wrestler, like, which it's pretty. It's always cool when you see, like, a power, like, wrestler for, like, the women, because women tend to be more technical, more, like, high flying. So when you get, like, a power one, that's pretty cool. She's good. She's super talented. I think she's great.
Yeah, they could put her up against, like, a Raquel Gonzalez for sure. Teams.
Overall, I like the women's tag match. Toxic Attraction's tag finisher, I just want to take a minute to talk about that. That was really great. It's JC does the big boot, and then Gigi does, like, the trick from behind kind of thing. Like, just looked really cool. I liked it.
Sweet. But yeah, that's definitely an up.
Yeah, big up on that too.
Basically, if there's a down, I let you know. But
yeah.
Carmelo Hayes defeats Cameron Grimes, and the next one.
So good.
Oh man, yeah. Well, the former Trevor Lee. I can't,
Yeah.
Names are shit like that, but just to see him up against a guy like that, they showcased both of them really, so in a really good manner, I think. So.
Yeah. Excellent match. Carmelo is so good. Such a great talent. They have, like, a really, like, great crop of just, like, guys in NXT like him that are young and kind of combine, like, high flying with, like, technical. Like, he's so good, and he's so young too. Like, again, I think he's going to be a huge star. And I think it's great. He's got a manager, which I love in NXT. Like, there's male managers. This is, like, cool because making a comeback, which I appreciate. So.
Yeah, absolutely. But to just run through these. Excuse me. Okay. The next one was Diamond Mine versus MSK. This was the conclusion for the Dusty Classic, correct? The Dusty Cup.
Yes. Yep.
I didn't want to see MSK lose. At the same time, it sets these guys, the Diamond Mine, up. You know what I mean? They won the cup. They're going to be a focus going forward. So I think that this was good for both of them.
It was. It was a really great match. I wasn't too familiar with MSK. Like, I never watched anything they did on Impact. Like, I'd seen bits and clips of them. So when they came over to WWE, I didn't really know much about them or what to think of them. They're kind of like an example of just trying to fix my hair. They're an example of like, one of the things I think NXT 2.0 has done better than NXT, and that's character development. Because, like, I honestly I knew nothing about them on the old show. I didn't care about them, and they've done like vignettes with them, and they've been allowed to show that like they're charismatic, they're funny.
Yeah.
So like I actually cared about them and like was excited for this match because I wanted to see like either team win. I think like it's something that doesn't get said enough in wrestling. Like letting people get to know the characters and character development is so important. You know?
Yeah.
I love this. This was a great.
I think it's a little bit different and to a degree better than what they were doing in NXT, because it did come down. I mean, to me, it was funny the stuff that they were doing, but it did come down to the old stoner, stereotype that with the Rascals, they were doing. I'm hoping that eventually we see Trey Miguel, when we see the whole faction at one point, and then WWE, and I think that they would be that right there, that little faction would be awesome to see them do stuff with NXT 2.0 going forward. But
they definitely would fit, especially with the whole younger, because a lot of stuff on NXT is trying to skew towards a younger audience.
Yeah.
Especially the way they let people talk. Sometimes I feel like the old man watching it because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck these people just said.
Yeah, that's the same way I am. Austin Theory was like one of the big names before. He just kind of like jumped into the you were just talking about how young he is, and like he was selfies and stuff like this, and
it's so funny. He got called up before like NXT got rebooted, so like he would have actually fit in more on the current show because of like it's so youth oriented and it's so like gimmick oriented, like
for sure.
But he kind of went like from Black and Gold NXT right up to Monday Night Raw there during the draft. So
right, and he's doing fantastic too there. So, but I just would like to see him, a couple matches. Maybe maybe now that he'll go back. I don't know. He might bing bong back and forth. So you never know.
Yeah, it seems to be that now. Like they're more open to like crossing over with NXT. They kind of used to be, and then they stopped, and now like with 2.0, and specifically Raw, which makes sense because they're on the same network one night after another. So like it works out more to have Monday Night Raw and NXT interact with SmackDown,
right. And now with NXT Level Up, they don't really need to treat it as a developmental, because there's your developmental. If you need to develop anything, it's right there. Now it's like an adjacent program to Raw, SmackDown, just like it should have been. So hopefully that's what they're going for moving forward.
I think so.
I think that'd be neat. But that was, the main event was Braun Breaker defeating Santo Escobar. And every match that they've done so far with Braun has really set him up to be one hell of a champion, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the entrances that he's been doing.
Yeah. So fun.
Really fun.
If Braun doesn't main event WrestleMania in the next 5 years, then like something
happened there.
Yeah, something terrible happened either like with him, to him, like, or WWE lost like their damn minds, because he's got everything. I mean, he's got the genetics. Like it's Rick Steiner's son, it's Scott Steiner's nephew. He has an incredible look. He's got personality, and this is a kid who's not even like a year into he'll be like a year next month into like his wrestling career. Yeah, he started like his training was like, I think they said it on the show, he started training last February, had his first match in September when 2.0 debuted. So like
you could have fooled me, man. If you would have told me he was been wrestling ever since his dad and his nephew, his nephew, his uncle has been in there, you would have surprised me. You know what I mean?
I think he has every tool to be like the guy. And then Escobar is great. I mean, Escobar's been around for a while, even
the Legado del Fantasma. I really enjoy that. And then going back to he
was great, pre WWE, like he was pretty good. in WWE. He's had a great run. I feel like his kind of trajectory was what I think WWE would have wanted for Andrade, but just could never figure it out for some reason. They've kind of figured it out a little better with Escobar. Like, I think if Andrade would have gotten the attention Escobar had gotten on, I think they would have, been able to keep him. But Escobar is super, super talented. The whole gimmick is great,
Yeah.
I think that match was great. And I think, like, they've been doing a good job of putting Braun with people that can help him learn. Like, he wrestled Tommaso Ciampa twice. Now he's wrestled Escobar. Dolph Ziggler is next. Gunther is probably next on the list. Like, just really talented people that he can, like, learn and grow as, like, a performer working with. So, looking forward to that.
Yeah, the people that he's working with, I mean, you couldn't think of anybody better.
No.
Yeah, my match of this one had to have been Pete Dunne versus Tony D'Angelo. Because I love a hardcore match, so.
It's tough. I mean, you'll see as we talk in the future more about NXT 2.0. I generally like everything straight through.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the few shows that I can't find a ton to nitpick on, because I also remember that these are, like, people in their formative, like, wrestling years, so I kind of let some of them slide. I would probably say my favorite match on this was the MSK and Creed Brothers tag match, because, like, good tag team wrestling in the WWE
for sure
is, like, hit or miss, because, like, it's not something that it's not something they've focused on. So, like, NXT has these, like, tag team bangers that are so good, and this was just one of them. Like,
they totally lived up to the Dusty Cup expectations too. But, like, because the past ones have been, like, phenomenal.
Yeah, like, that match was amazing, and I know, like, I've seen the dirt sheets saying the Creed brothers are, like, future main eventers by, like, WWE standards, and I believe it. They're so good.
Yeah,
they remind me of, like, the Steiner brothers, like young Steiners, just with the amateur style and the very hard hitting, realistic looking style. And I definitely don't think they get enough credit as how good a tag team they actually are. I think they're very young, in a few years. And I think their style and MSK's, like, style worked just so well. Like, it blended great. Sure. So that was my pick.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, hopefully we're almost done here. Move into Thursday. Oh yeah, AEW Dynamite. We had Lee Moriarty defeating Bryan Danielson. This was an up for me. Wardlow defeats Max Caster. This was an up. Santana and Ortiz defeat Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. This was an up. Thunder Rosa defeats Mercedes Martinez. This was an up. And Sammy Guevara defeats Darby Allin for the TNT title match. This was an up. My favorite one out of that one had to have been Bryan Danielson versus Lee Moriarty, and I'm definitely excited to see Bryan Danielson in the CM Punk match, and going off of that, hopefully tag or team up to form some kind of alliance or faction. Thursday was we start off with Impact. Masha Slamovich defeats Kia Dream. Ace Austin defeats Blake Christian and Laredo Kid. Giselle Shaw defeats Lady Frost. Chris Sabin defeats Kenny King. Sasha Steele and Savannah Evans defeat Mickie James and Chelsea Green. Bullet Club defeat Violent by Design. And my favorite one out of that had to have been Ace Austin versus Blake Christian and Laredo Kid. And we'll move on to NXT UK. They really these guys got the 1 hour thing down pat.
Oh, perfect! It's the perfect hour.
The format is just super quick, but Sam Gradwell, I do believe And these guys are all new to me. Most of them, except Jordan Devlin, I don't know any of these guys. So, defeats Kenny Williams. This was pretty good. This was an up.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Amelia McKenzie defeats Angel Hayes, and that was a good one. Stevie Turner defeats Myla Grace. And then for the main event, Jordan Devlin defeats Wolfgang. Both of these guys, I didn't know much about Wolfgang, but I did know Jordan going into this. He was, featured heavily on 205 Live at one point.
Yeah.
And he's really good. And then he's, taught me a lot about this Wolfgang guy. So he's definitely somebody I'm going to be watching out for in the future too. And the promos that this guy was doing too were pretty funny.
Yeah.
If I'm getting the right guy, like he's the one where it's like they kept walking back in and he was like going nuts. They left and he was like pontificate or something, you know what I mean? Like real. And then they come back and he's like went back in. Yeah, that was funny, super funny shit.
Yeah. That was a good show overall. I just Wolfgang and Devlin was the highlight of it. That's
me too.
Worth a watch.
Yep. And we only got about 1, 2, 3, 4 more here, so we're hanging in there. Sorry about that. And we got Rampage. Adam Cole defeats 10. Powerhouse Hobbs defeats Dante Martin. Serena Deeb defeats Angelica Risk, and Jay White defeats Trent Beretta. My one out of that one would definitely have to be the Jay White versus Trent Beretta match. It calls back to a lot of old matches that are like on the West Coast those guys had. I like Trent Beretta. I'm a sucker for him, so that was a good one for me. Yeah. And next we'll talk about NXT Level Up. This is a brand new show. It's taking over, like we spoke earlier about. This is taking over for 205. And real quick stuff. 3 matches. Harlan defeats Javier Bernal. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first we've seen Harlan in the ring with a one-on-one match, right?
No. This is his third one.
All right.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a good look. That's
and that
Parker Bordeaux, I believe is his real name. He was standout like college athlete. That finisher is great. Like, he follows me on Twitter, by the way. Most random thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty sweet. That guy's a pretty cool dude. A lot of people draw comparisons to the Brock Lesnar thing, yeah. Oh
yeah. He looks like mini Brock. He looks like he could be like Brock's like cousin, like
for sure.
Facially, he reminds me more of I'm blanking. Matanza from Lucha Underground. Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb. Yeah.
Because he's like smaller, but like he's just like pure strength. It's like if a refrigerator like brew eggs and R, like just. Like a small powerhouse, like he, but he's good. That match was fun, and it was his third singles match. But that was his first time he won with a finisher, because the other 2 matches were like ref stoppage for like.
All right, yeah.
So that was the first time where he did that like kind of modified version of I cannot remember what that move is called, but like Cena used to use it as a finishing move back in the day.
On the shoulder thing.
Yeah. So it looked cool, but that was a good match. It was fun, and it got Harland over. And Joe Gacy, how great is Joe Gacy? Can we talk about that for a second really quick?
Yeah.
I knew of Joe Gacy's work and of the I've heard people who know him and stuff who speak highly of him, just to say, but I never saw much of anything of his because I didn't pay attention when he was on like Black and Gold NXT, because like he was just a dude. I'm not slighting him or anything, but it just nothing about him made me like specifically pay attention. And then like he got this gimmick, this like kind of woke cult leader gimmick, and he's so good at it. He's so good on the microphone. Like,
And then
absolutely.
the facial expressions the whole time that Harlan's just killing this dude. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Like, so good. Like, such a great gimmick. Like, I cannot say enough things. That's all. I just want to talk about that really quick. But
yeah,
you know,
for sure, he definitely deserves the praise on that. For sure. But the next one up here, I didn't know any of these women, so this was cool for me. Fallon Henley and Kayla Inlay defeat Tatum Paxley and Ivy Niles. No, I did hear the name Ivy Niles before.
yeah, she's in Diamond Mine.
Okay, yep. And she pretty much took the control of that one. She gotten a win on that.
Yeah, she's great. That was a fun match.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And for the main event was Kushida defeating Idris Inafe. And I didn't know anything about Idris, but I do now because... Oh, yeah, no, excuse me. Idris defeated Kushida. What am I thinking?
Yes.
Because, yes, that's why I know the name now.
Yeah, crazy.
This was... If you want to showcase, like, NXT level up, if that's the way it's going to be moving forward, it's definitely not leaving my watch list.
Right. I was surprised with this match because I kind of expected Kushida to like pick up the win. Because Idris is relatively new on NXT. I believe he was and you know, someone correct me if I'm wrong on this. He was one of the signees from the tryouts they did at SummerSlam in Las Vegas. I believe he's like a California, like out of California, but like dude is super talented, looks great, like incredible shape. And then he won with is it a 450 splash?
Yeah, something like that.
It was either that or a shooting star. Either way, it looked great.
Amazing.
But like, I was watching the match, and then like he hit the move, and I'm like, all right, like Kushida's gonna probably kick out or flip it into like the arm lock that he does,
right.
And then like he won, and it was like a holy shit kind of thing. Like I'm like, wow, that was.
Even the crowd was like, holy shit, at that point. I'm like, so...
I mean, but obviously, like, genuinely good match.
Yeah. I liked how the crowd was into it, too, because, you know, I liked 205 Live, and before, you know, I mean, I've seen it live, and, like, it's a shame because they were doing it, like, right on the ass end of Raw. I really felt like before they should have done that on the end of NXT to begin with, and now it's finally that they're doing it that way, and it's got the right crowd finally. Yeah.
I mean, the crowd was into that match. It was that was good. I would definitely say go out of your way to watch it. If you have Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
It's not on Peacock yet, which is bizarre.
Yes, that was weird.
I messaged Peacock about it. Apparently, like, it goes up a month after it goes up on Hulu, which is
wow.
I guess well, Hulu has the WWE next day streaming rights, and with these streaming services, it's a headache thing. But I guess like those are going to come up soon, so maybe that stuff will move on Peacock. I don't know. That's a conversation for another.
Yeah, because everything. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because we're running low, but we'll talk about that next week for sure.
Yeah.
And we got two more here: SmackDown and No Surrender. So SmackDown was real quick. We had Ricochet defeating Sheamus. I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was good.
Ivar defeats Jey Uso. This was pretty good, but you know, I mean, then going into the Elimination Chamber, that match didn't happen, but they're still like pushing it, which is good. You know what I mean? And eventually, it's going to be the Viking War Raiders versus the Usos. So, you can't tell me that would be a good match. I think it'd be pretty decent.
Oh yeah.
And then the main event was, if I didn't miss anything, was Sami Zayn defeating Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah. Sami won the Intercontinental belt. I guess maybe he'll wrestle Knoxville at Mania. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I mean, if that happens, cool. I love Johnny Knoxville.
Right. And I don't think Johnny Knoxville will win, but I think I think it'd be pretty awesome to see, you know, in the annals of time, so Johnny Knoxville was an Intercontinental Champion.
I don't think he'll win either, but I think, you know, like, I think they'll be fun in the match, and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they worked in other jackass people, like, into the match, kind of, so. You know, I could see it just being one giant kind of jackass type skit, but well, you know,
Yeah,
we'll see when that happens.
I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my pick of the show, and we'll move on to the last part here, and that is Impact No Surrender. On the pre-show, Trey Miguel defeated John Skyler, and Tennille Dashwood defeated Havoc. The main portion of here, we had Jake Something defeating Mike Bailey, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay in a scramble type match. Then Jay White defeated Eric Young. Deonna Purrazzo defeated Miranda Alizé, the ROH lady. She was not in with Team Ring of Honor, but she was the Ring of Honor representation in that match. Matt Cardona defeats Jordan Grace. He retains the Digital Media Championship title. The Good Brothers defeat Guerrillas of Destiny. Mickie James defeats Tasha Steelz. And Moose defeats W. Morrissey. And that wraps it up for the weekly stuff. I know I usually give a Man of the Week, Woman of the Week, Match of the Week, commentary, and a show. So we'll do that real quick, and we'll let you guys go, and we'll give a little bit of promotion if we, you know what I mean, before we jump off here.
All right.
So my Man of the Week this week for me was Sami Zayn, and
yeah,
go ahead and
that's a good. I think my Man of the Week. I'm gonna go with Carmelo Hayes.
All right. Yeah, I can see that too. Woman of the Week, I have to give it to Lita this week. I just thought that was a hell of a effort she put up for the title.
Yeah, same. I gotta go with Lita. She did a great job, but like I said, she looked amazing. So
Yeah.
just makes sense.
Match of the week this week for me was Jonah versus Black Taurus. That was two big horses, and that was fun.
For me, I'm gonna go with my match from the NXT 2.0 was MSK and the Creed brothers. That was the match of the week for me too. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick at all. And commentary of the week, I'm giving that to NXT UK. I love to hear Nigel. So
yeah, Nigel was great, and he's on Level Up too, which is pretty cool. That was fun. I gotta go with NXT 2.0 just because of Wade Barrett, because I love Wade Barrett, man. That guy. I could listen to him if he would just read the phone book. I mean, what a great voice on that dude.
Right. And that's how I'm getting to feel about Matthew Rahal, the former Aiden English. He's taken over D'Lo's position on commentary on Impact. So it's him and Tom.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Tom, former WWE guy. I forget what he's going by now. But yeah, my show of the Tom Phillips. Yes.
Yeah.
He's good. He's fun. But my show of the week this week was Impact No Surrender. That was really, really fun. A really good show.
NXT 2.0 Vengeance Day for me. I loved it. I mean, as we do a few more of these most weeks, I'll probably just pick NXT 2.0. I love it so much. It's just so much fun.
It's all fine there. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was an excellent week of wrestling.
Yeah, it was great, and I gotta get bouncing. I didn't realize how late it was. This was fun, man. We'll do it again.
Yeah, we've got the end of we're at the end of the show, so you got the Moran thing coming up. So go on Facebook right now. That's up. So it's on YouTube. Yep. It's probably on Facebook, wherever you go and, like I said, in the descriptions to these videos, we'll have that link to everything, and then we'll have Coach's social medias in there to go make sure to follow Coach on all social medias, and Backbreakers Entertainment too. Make sure you follow them.
Yeah. Put it all on the bottom. Yeah. Follow me on everything. Follow Backbreakers Entertainment, and if you are near Hazleton, Pennsylvania, come out next Saturday, February 26th for ACWA.
Yeah,
and
that sounds fun.
I'm managing the Xer guys as they take on they're taking on two recent graduates from the training center, like Backbreakers, MJ
cool.
Stacks and Ricky Price. And then, of course,
right.
I'll be in King's Corner as he takes on Aaron Roxas. So come out and check it out. And
Hells yeah, dude.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yep. And for me, just check out Wicked Turtle. Maybe get some RAZE energy. Use the code Wicked Turtle 15. Save yourself 15%. And just check out all this stuff on Wicked Turtle. Join the Wicked Turtle Nation Facebook group. Other than that's about all we got. And we'll see you next week.
Have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in to Wicked Turtle Network exclusive. Follow us on all social media, and also click the link tree in the description of this video. I also would like to take the time right now and welcome us as a brand new ambassador to RAZE energy drinks. Wicked Turtle has joined the hashtag RAZE Rebellion with RAZE energy drinks. RAZE energy drinks gives you fresh, which stands for focus, recovery, energy, stamina, and hydration, with giving you no crash. RAZE has 0 sugar with electrolytes and BCAA aminos. So hashtag RAZE up and go to your local GNC or vitamin shop and pick up a can, or go to repsports.com and order your RAZE energy drinks and other athletic supplements in bulk, and type in order code Wicked Turtle for 15% off your order, and that code will be in the description of this video.